Hello, and welcome to Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days. So, this has been on the channel before as part of... I'm trying to think if it were part of the Steam Next Fest coverage I did, or if it was just I looked at the demo because it looked interesting. But either way, I have played this on the channel before, and it's pretty good. I definitely liked it, and it's just released into early access, so I'm going to take a bit of a look into the early access and see if I can do a bit of a playthrough. I think you can beat the game at this point. It's just not got all the features. They're hoping to add like more parts to the map, more things like that, so we'll have to see and explore it for ourselves. How I would describe it best is because I've seen people on YouTube describing it as, oh, is this the new Project Zomboid or something, or is it like this game? Or I would best describe it as a cross between This War of Mine, which is like a sort of 2.5D side-on thing, where it's like a survival game in a war-torn city and that. And it's crossed with State of Decay. It's kind of like a cross between those games. It's like got the presentation and gameplay of This War of Mine, but it's got the kind of overarching sort of metagame and sort of surviving mechanics and looking after them, that kind of like State of Decay, and the theming's definitely close to State of Decay because obviously zombies. If you played either of those two games, or even Project Zomboid, you'll probably enjoy this. Anyway, let's get into it.
People of Walton, this is your mayor, John Ward. Now, I want to take a moment to thank y'all for your patience, resolve in these most challenging times. It's that Southern spirit, it's that Texas grit that gives me full confidence
that we'll not only get through this crisis, but come out stronger on the other side. I only wish I could be here to see it, huh? However, folks, I regret to announce that today I'll be moving my office to a secure spot outside the city limits. Now, no need to go assuming the worst.
All right. This move is strictly to facilitate better coordination with our boys in uniform, who are at this very moment putting together a surefire plan to retake our city and eradicate the... Huh? Let's get wait. They're where? Excuse me. So just, hold tight, secure your homes, and I assure you,
hello?
The tide will turn. God bless you. God bless you.
I'm not sure if anyone out there is still listening to this trash, but if you are, know this. Nobody is coming to help you. There's no plan. Look, what they did, it's wrong. It's all wrong. We are trapped. And staying here isn't an option. You have to get out. Escape the city any way you can. Get out now.
And there you have it. There's our setup. So, basically, our esteemed and amazing mayor has abandoned us along with the authorities and everyone else, and Texas is now basically overrun with zombies. I believe it's set in it's either 60s or 70s, you can tell just from the outfits that they're all wearing and the hairstyles. We have a selection of characters here from whom we can choose. I think in the original demo, I think these were the characters that you started with as default. As in, they were the ones that were like selected by default on this screen. But let's run through. So we've got Tracy and Wayne. We'll not read all the backstory just yet. We'll pick some characters based on their abilities here, and then we'll maybe read the backstory on that then. Tracy has melee damage is significantly increased while on low health. Not that great an ability. It's like, just before you're about to die, you'll be able to hit really hard once or twice. Oh, lovely, just before I die. Amazing. This survivor is resistant to morale loss from low needs. Alcohol items cannot be consumed. Wayne gains the adrenaline state from damage which boosts morale, can craft crude moonshine from the cooking area, and spending a phase without leaving the shelter results in morale loss because it's restless. None of their abilities seem particularly brilliant, and they seem to benefit from damage. Maybe not the best pick. Let's have a look. Daryl and Leo. Daryl is better at eating things. He won't get an upset stomach as easily. He's better at creating melee weapons, and he's a bad cook who can only create slop. So I'm guessing this is Daryl here. Leo is tough, so he takes less damage. He has increased damage using melee weapons, but loses more hunger each phase, and Daryl is going to be a bad cook. So they have like an anti-synergy. Leo is really tough and hard-hitting, but needs food, but Daryl is incapable of providing quality food for anyone but himself, because he's just terrible at tasting. He's got terrible tastes, basically. He doesn't mind it, but everyone else hates his food. Lovely. I think these were the ones it defaulted to in the demo, as I mentioned. Sebastian, ranged weapons are cheap to craft, deals more damage when using firearms, and morale is restored slower than other survivors. So one bad thing, but he's better at using guns, which is pretty good. So got some good perks there. Dan loses rest slower, passively gains small amount of morale each phase, and barricade repair is less effective because she's not very good at crafting. So you can kind of leave Sebastian in the house to do all the chores and that, while she kind of goes out, doesn't need to rest as often, but don't let her repair things and that. Interesting. Hector and Kayla gain an extra component resource for each dismantled item with Hector. Barricade's cheaper, loses more rest each phase because he's an insomniac. Kayla, small chance of not taking damage in combat, create more lockpicks when crafting at the workbench, reduced backpack space. That's really bad. The lightweight, that's pretty bad. That does mean that she's just not really going to be someone you want to send out. Hector seems really good at staying at the house, but Kayla doesn't seem well suited to going out and about. I mean, she can get into things and dodge stuff, but she won't be able to bring anywhere near as much back. I think these are the ones I ended up beating the demo with. Daphne is crafts more items at the medical area for the same costs. She's a good cook, but her attack damage is reduced, whereas Penny she gets increased damage when using blades and makes less noise when scavenging, and undead attacks may also add a trauma state. So she gets freaked out when she's attacked. And that's everyone. I think like these two just seem to work well. I'd say it's between them and Daphne and Penny. I'm gonna go with Daphne and Penny because I beat the demo with them, and I think that there's a good dynamic here. One's clearly meant to be at the base, the other is meant to be out and about. Right. Plus, if we're sneaky, we might actually not alert all the zombies, which is a good thing. So we might not have to attack as much. And we'll find that out as we go through here. Stealth can be quite important. I mean, honestly, I'd probably be alright going with Kayla here, being like evasive and being good with lockpicks and that, if she could actually carry more, you know, because being able to avoid combat is actually quite useful. Right, Daphne is a dedicated therapist. She was helping her patient Penny manage her intrusive thoughts and violent impulses. However, as the city fell to the undead, the pair started relying on each other in ways they never anticipated. Right. So we're betting on Penny's violent impulses to see us through here. We'll say that we're new to the game, and to be honest, it's been a while since I played the demo, so let's go with that. And this will be attempt number 1. It may take more. The shelter won't do. We need to move to a new shelter as soon as possible and find a way to escape this hellhole. Right. The undead hurled themselves in against the barricades. We managed to hold them back this time. Uh-oh. Right. Scavenger locations to find resources. So we've got a tutorial along the top. Let's see. We can swap between them. What we want to do, I think, at this point, if I remember correctly, so this is like the starting house. I think in early access you will always start here. So it will always have the same starting point. We are going to... Let's see. We're missing materials to do pretty much anything apart from make a lockpick, maybe. I'm trying to remember how I fixed the barricades. Scavenge for resources. Is it here? Yes, it's here. Small repair. We've got 2 planks. Repairs 3 chunks of barricade strength. Right. We're going to add that to the queue. And Penny here is going to head out. So, we'll go here, not here, here. And I'll be honest, this part always reminds me of, I think it was called The Last Stand, like an old Flash game. Very much reminds me of that. You'd scavenge things in the day and then you'd hold out in your house at night with the barricades. Anyway, it's wanting us to go to Irving Drive, so we're going to. And we're going to take our scavenging tools. We've got a lockpick. And that's basically it. We confirm our actions in the bottom right. There we go. And very important thing this. Be careful. Losing a survivor means they're gone for good. Very important tip. This is permadeath. Just so we're very clear on that at the start here. This game has permadeath. If we die, we lose that character. It's even on the roadmap that eventually they're hoping to add in the ability to bump into your previous survivors if you go back to the place where they died. And you can kill them to get their stuff back. So you can kind of press your face up against the keyhole here. And we can see that there's no one in here, so it is safe. But we're going to go into stealth mode. Now, luckily, I've played the tutorial, and I know that as long as you very carefully creep past here, you kind of can just creep past them. And you will see them like that in the game. There'll be zombies in there, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to attack you. If they don't look agitated, and they're not facing the direction you're going to be coming from, you can just sneak by, and you can do so real close to them. What we really need to find now is some kind of weapon. First, we'll be looking up here. So we can have, let's see, there's some stuff. It looks like the scissors. Yeah, so they're a weapon. We can stab people with the scissors. Alright, so X to stab. Now if we use one of these scouting points, yep, we can scout nearby locations to here. And the last bit of the tutorial here, we can stealth kill. And you do have to see the prompt, and there we go. Right, we've done the tutorial. Ta-da! Let's look, we brought that lockpick. Because now we get the shed. Got all the wood and the scrap in there. And we've got ourselves an axe. We now have a proper weapon. And as you can see as well, that stealth kill, it does kind of ruin the durability on your weapons. So you want to be careful using it. But I will say, it will probably use less durability than just beating them to death with your weapon. Right. Okay. Daphne is going to... I think... Let's see. We want her to do something. While we're here. So... we're going to create, I think, let's see, enables a medical area where healing kits and bandages can be crafted. That might be a good idea. Right. We're going to do that. With Penny, I think we'll go out again. She's not crazily tired yet. So we're going to head out. And I keep forgetting it's not the doors, you go to the map. I need to remember what the run button is as well. I'm trying to think, can I run in the base? Yes, I can, right. L1 is the run button. Skyrim controls. Right. So now, it's wanting us to go over to Value Records. It's kind of guiding us at the start of the game here. It's like, you should go here. And there's other places, but obviously this stage is inaccessible during the tutorial. So we do have to go here, and we will be doing so. We're going to prepare to salvage. We're going to take a weapon. Just in case. You should always be armed. And we're going to head off. So, stealth mode. In we go. And what we kind of want to do, yeah, if possible, we'd rather avoid combat altogether. However, if you look in the top right, we've got potential shelter. So we can move in here, but obviously if we're going to, well, everything needs to be dead. And, well, if everything needs to be dead... This little stand here at the front perfectly censored that for us, didn't it? Not that it's going to matter. I don't think YouTube will be annoyed at me playing a zombie game. Right. We are going to go up here and hopefully sneak up behind. Of course, yeah, now we've lost about half the durability on the hatchet. It doesn't have a lot to start with, as you can see there. Its durability that it starts with is real low. But it has lost some. As I say, you lose durability even with stealth attacks, but it has way more than just a pair of scissors, obviously. Now, that said, we've found a lead pipe. So we do at least have a weapon of some description once our axe eventually fails us. New vantage points, so we've got a motel and a hardware store. Hardware store is probably going to be good for finding some crafting items. Now I can hear something below us. I can definitely hear like a zombie kind of groaning and shambling about. This looks pretty good. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's badminton, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, I can see the shuttlecock there. Right. Badminton court on the roof. Right. Interesting thing to have. Should be a nice place to move into. Yeah, it's got entertainment facilities, I guess you could say. And yep, there we can see. It's a good job that we waited and didn't just rush in. Because now we get that stealth kill. Now, as you can see, we do have a warning weapon. A warning sign on our weapon. And that's telling us it's about to break. Right. He's facing us. We can't stealth kill him. And let's see what I've got the other way. Right. We've now got a knife on us. We have not a whole lot in here. But we can unbarricade that. And now we're back at the front. So to progress further, we are going to have to go through this guy. I don't really want to be using a hatchet that's literally about to snap. We're going to equip the knife. It's got a bit more durability. Because my worry there was that the hatchet would just snap. Now, the knife doesn't have a lot of durability to start with. But what we probably want to use that and the hatchet for going forwards is probably... Right, that heads back out. Right, we are going to need to decide if we're going to actually take some of this. Coffee, bottled water. What do we want? So we've got junk food. So when we move in here, I don't think these get added to our stockpiles or anything. I think I'd still rather have the weapons, because we can still use this to get like a stealth kill. Might even be able to fix it. You never know. I think we're good. Okay. We're returning, and threats are cleared. We can move into there. So I think that that's a... Definitely getting drained. And we've lost some barricades. Right. So we can move shelter here. And now... Oh, now Penny's also drained. Tutorial complete. You'll need to use these skills and be resourceful to keep your survivors alive and seek an escape from the escalating danger that besieges Walton City. So we should... Yeah, because as you can see, we can't make the first aid station here. So, as far as I'm aware, and it should be here, yep, your upgrades carry on. But, yep, everyone's now ready for bed. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have Daphne here go to sleep. So, yeah, so Penny's going to go to sleep. Daphne here is going to... Where are we? We probably want to craft some kind of... We want food. So we're going to need a cooking area. Right. That's going to cost some fabric. So we're going to need some fabric. In the meantime... so it requires 3 wood and 2 screws. If we made a workbench level 2, it means that we wouldn't be able to afford the cooking area then with the wood that we've got. So, yeah, we're just going to have to hold back on that. We need some cloth more than anything else. We can reduce some barricades. That might be something useful to do. Right. Everyone's assigned to jobs. We can move on. And now we'll assign Daphne here to the bed. Lovely. And then Penny can head out. And we're going to need to find some cloth so we can create a proper cooking area before we die from starvation. At the moment, yeah, so food. I think we can use the junk food here. And that gives us a bit of hunger back. So she's now green on all her bars, which is pretty good, useful for us. And we're ready to head out. Right, lovely stuff. Anyway, with the tutorial complete, and with a whole host of new areas open to us, we can either move into the petrol station down here if we want, apparently, or we can go back to our previous location. So it does have the benefits of additional beds, and apparently base resources, weapons, food, and so on. Our current one, probably a bit better. I think we can certainly upgrade this a lot more. I'm surprised the hotel isn't one you can move into, to be fair. Right. But we'll see where we're going to go next. I think we'll probably hit up the hardware store. we want to do some base upgrades, that's probably the place we're going to want to go. It does kind of give you a little outline there as well, like we can expect to find a lot of base resources there, but not much of anything else. Whereas if we went to the taxi depot, we might find a bit of everything. But obviously they have different threat meters, so the motel could be a little bit dangerous, but you know, going to give us base resources but not much else. This will give us a lot of food and some base resources and medical, but we're starting to get up there on the threat meter now, I guess. The taxi depot actually looks quite dangerous on that threat meter. Considering that this is, again, the start of the game, it's a lot higher than, say, the hardware store. I'm guessing the hardware probably has a small handful of zombies, and the taxi one's probably got a few rooms where it's like, you have to stealth through here or you will die. The fire station looks like hell on earth from that threat meter. Right, but we'll have to see. For now, though, that's going to do it for Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days. And we'll be playing through more of this on the channel. I'm probably going to do at least one playthrough, maybe a few more. We'll see how much content's available in the early access. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and we'll be going to the hardware store in the next episode. I'll see you then.